Hey guys, it's Alexis with Create Your Future. I am back with a new video. Happy Monday. Thank you for being here and thank you for starting the week out with my video or listening to it during the week or whenever you listen to this, if it's much later. All right, so you guys, today I am excited. I have a success story that deals with a client of mine who is manifesting a specific person who is also a very special person, celebrity status, like someone that everybody knows, but that's a pretty big deal. I can't reveal who the celebrity is, but I've actually had a lot of people and lots of clients who are manifesting someone special. So if she can do it, you can do it, because a lot of this is about taking them, taking him, taking her, taking them off a pedestal, how to be self-empowered, how to work through someone when you think highly of them, but we're trying to get you to bring it back to baseline, create commitment, because she got that, create communication, because she got that too, and move in together because they're moving into that moving in thing. Okay, before I get started, like always, the links to booking one-on-one coaches and one-on-one coaching, one-on-one hypnosis with me are in the box below. I am just so excited for this client that I can't get through my normal thing. All right. Also, if you want to like, comment, share, and subscribe, all that's below. All right, let's get to it. So, you guys, first of all, when this client came to me, she had done coaching with other people at other places. She was doing her manifesting. Okay. And she was doing her mental diet and she was doing visualizations. Actually, let me talk about all the things that she was doing. She was doing visualizations. She was doing affirmations. She was scripting. And then she was also listening to meditations and listening to subliminals. Okay. So she was doing all of that. And still what was happening in her 3D reality, the dynamic is that they had met, the one thing that she did say in her success story that I can say is that he is an athlete. Okay. But that leaves out, like, we have no idea, right? No one knows who that is. Okay. So I'm saying he's an athlete. They met by circumstance in her experience, in her reality. It's just funny because I've got a bunch of clients who are like this right now. So you guys, this video is for you. This is your support, but really, this is such a good scenario for getting someone off a pedestal. How do you, I used to say, how do you tame the player, right? How do you become the player tamer? Even though we don't like the terminology player, and that's not even really the term people use now. They do another term that's something boy. If you guys know what that is. So, but this is so good because when they met through a circumstance out in their reality, her reality, his reality, at a bar. And they met, they got connected. There was an Instagram exchange. They had a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It fell off. It dropped off like the face of the reality for 8 to 9 months. Now we began coaching. I had her tweak a lot of these things because you do not need to be doing a bunch of things on overdrive to ever manifest or to ever make anything happen. Want to add that in. You're also not making anything happen. Want to add that in. You're changing yourself. Okay. So I had her tweak a bunch of things. Now fast forward to now, he is the one pursuing her. He is flying her out to the games where he is. He's doing all the things and he is trying to figure out a place for them to move into together. All right. So, and he's like a pretty big celebrity status athlete guy. Okay. Like also, I want to say that in their 3D reality, which is just like so bonkers sometimes, because we oftentimes in our human experience think relationships are done. It's totally over. This is an unequivocal end. We're going to break up. I've said too much. I've been too much. I've done too much. I've chased too much. Okay. She did all of that. They had all of that. And now he is the one who is like asking her for security. He is the one asking her for reassurance. He is the one who is anxious about her. Okay. They had blowout fights. They had circumstances with family and friends, yada, 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 yada. Okay. And you guys might be actually, I'm curious to know that I don't know about the other coaches on our team, but I've had a fair amount of people over the years through finding me at Create Your Future that are very high level people. Okay. So like, if that's you and you're still trying to make something happen, everything is often, is obviously confidential. She wanted her story to be known because she said to me, Alexis, if I can do this with him, anybody can do it with their person. Everyone needs to know that everything is possible. And I said, okay, great. Okay. So that's where they were at, you guys. I want to say too, like how crazy. They had blowout fights. They had some stuff go on. Okay. Like it was very colorful. It was very dramatic. And given what she does, and then given who he is, because it's not like she's no big deal. Okay. She's got her own things going on in her own right. It just kind of offered a, colorful circumstance. Lots of things going on. So if that's you, or if that speaks to you, or if you're in a situation with your specific person where like so much has happened, okay, where there have been so many fights, there have been so many circumstances, if there are so many people that are looking against you, if there's multiple third parties, okay, if there's one third party, if there's multiple third parties with this client at the beginning, and then a little bit towards the middle of the situation, creation of it, there were third parties, okay? So none of it matters. And I am just here to tell you that none of it matters. Everything is an illusion out there. What matters is what you're focusing on. And what matters is how you're focusing on it. And what matters is how you're viewing your circumstances from here. That's the only thing that matters. So you can move through any situation, any circumstance. You can go through any situation, any circumstance, be on the other end of it, still be in the relationship. This reminds me of, there's a documentary on Hulu about a woman who is still in love with this guy who went to jail for doing a bunch of things, but she forgave him and they're still together. Okay. So it's not to say that we should forgive people or that whole situation is for everybody, but somehow, some way he committed to his self-concept about himself. And then he also decided that she was still in love with him. And now they're in communication. Okay. So like, it really is up to you and how you view things. It is up to you and your overarching thing, expectation, your persistency in the circumstance, and the three big things. How you view you in life in general and with your person, how you view them, right? Thoughts of them, story of them, and then how you view the situation, the relationship. So like, with this client, and for a lot of people, what I hear a lot about is a lot about the SP. He this, he that, he's so this, he's so that. And Alexis, oh my God, when I met him, he was so amazing. He just knocked my socks off. She was just so beautiful. It's like, can I tell you, I just think they're my soulmate. All these things. Okay. Now, it is not bad to admire and to respect and to value your person. But oftentimes when we are overvaluing, overemphasizing, overthinking, and over affirming for a person, it keeps them separate. It keeps them on a pedestal. And then we are not in control of our thoughts and we're a victim to circumstances. Okay. So your reality is based upon you. So don't do any of that. Okay. Don't do any of that. And I think she had heard in so many of my videos, me tell her that I would tell people, don't do any of that, that's the reason why she booked with me, because she felt like she was doing all these things, scripting this, that, without having the major decision and the major viewpoint that this is my reality. This is my relationship. He needs me. He wants me. He's all about me. He needs me more than I need him. So like, that's how we're doing this. Okay. So I encourage you to be really strict with your perspective and your thoughts about the whole situation. You want to put, if this resonates with you, you want to take your anxiety, your wanting, your needing, and create through the power of your intention that they're the ones that have it, right? We want to activate need, a sense of urgency, a little bit of a sense of wanting, a sense of desire in the other person. That's the reality we want you thinking from. We don't want you making something happening, doing a bunch of things, scripting, meditations, this, that, and then seeing like, am I making it happen? That's not really the right viewpoint. We want to be in the reality. Somebody must have been thinking that I should use these wands, because I've also been, you guys will laugh, because guess what I found? My dad gave me a bunch of my office supplies from when I was, like 13. Yes, I had office supplies even then. It's just what I love. And I found in there this baby wand. So like, maybe this is Logan's reality, right? Because I'm always using these. If you haven't seen it, I have these gigantic wands that I actually bought as a coach, as an adult and hypnotherapist to analogize these things, do analogies. And then I found this little guy. Actually, Logan and I found it together because we went through all my things. So I have 3 of them, even though I feel like this is the baby one. So we're just going to use these, but I had to point that out. I was like, wait till everyone sees. I have a baby wand and now I have a baby. Like, you can't make this stuff up. Okay, so we're thinking from having it, right? So look at this, you guys. This is interesting to view it this way. Aren't these so cool? Like, get these on Amazon if you don't have these. Okay, if you find a pink one, send me a photo because I'm kind of tired of the yellow orange one because it always represents a reality I don't like. Okay, so you guys, the thing is this. The reality where you're making something happening, you're doing a bunch of things, you're affirming for the relationship, you're, you know, and that kind of thing. You're chasing, you're pursuing, your energy, your momentum is making something happen. You're doing a bunch of things to make the relationship happen. That's actually part of the old reality. The over-functioning manifester is part of the old reality. In the reality that you want, where you are adored, you are chased, you are pursued, you are actually doing very little. You are being and you are thinking from having that desire, which is, he totally wants me. He totally loves me. I am so surprised that I finally figured this out. And all I have to do is think that he wants me. He'll do anything for me. He loves doing things for me. And therefore it's happening, right? This, though, I got to say, this over-functioning thing is how we've been taught to do everything. So then you come to conscious manifesting, you take the method you've always learned, always done, always executed something. And this too needs to be released, right? We want to be thinking simple thoughts, keeping the mental diet simple, persisting, and getting to the other side of the rainbow. Manifesting the commitment, manifesting moving in together. Google is telling me to reduce noise. It's funny. I didn't see it come up this time. Okay, because I'm always doing this at my desk with people. So yeah, like, get out of the hole trying to make something happen, doing a bunch of things, over-functioning, overthinking mind. Now, the other thing that I have touched upon with a lot of my one-on-one clients and that I did with her was, Alexis, what do I do with the voice in my mind that is against everything? That comes in because, like I said, there was a third party, there was another third party, there were lots of people against them. They also were living in different areas. Like, this whole thing was going on. Okay. What do I do when that parrot voice comes in that's like, you can't have this, you can't do this, you should do more, you're not doing it right? And I always talk that it's like this. Okay. Well, what I've come to find out in my own journey and then with people I've coached is that, how about you just stop trying to override that voice? You don't need to override the voice with new thoughts. You do not even need to pay attention to it a lot. Act like that little voice is like a child that is trying to do something to get your attention. And that the more that you actually hold the energy of strength and stability and non-reactiveness to the thoughts, that it dissolves. Like we're often saying, right? Do not react to your outer circumstances. Don't react to your 3D because you hold it in place, right? So the same thing goes for your mind. The more that you react and the more that you override and the more that you fight, like that thing that comes into your mind, that comes in for all of us, by the way. Like, you know, if you go out to buy a house for the first time, if you are getting married for the first time, if you are moving in with your SP for the first time, if they're loving you for the first time, if you are truly fully for the first time in love, connection, commitment with someone, that voice that you've always heard that goes against you having it's going to come in. Okay. But how about if we learn to, as you know, to not react to your 3D, don't react to that voice and just go, yeah. Oh, that thing's trying to come in again. I'm staying stable. I'm staying secure. I'm maintaining my equanimity. Love that word, you guys. I am maintaining my equanimity and I'm maintaining my stability and my sense and state of mind, and having patience with myself. And that whole thing doesn't get to run the show anymore because I'm not responding to it. Now that takes practice, that takes diligence, but for her and the clients that I've spoke to recently with that analogy, it's a game changer. And I found that to be true for me too, right? Because we all have that thing that comes in that tries to say, like, you're not doing enough, you're not doing this right, you should change this, you should change that, blah, blah, blah. Well, just as we can think a bunch of thoughts and do a mental diet to get rid of it, that's actually not the answer because you're more in the problem. You're feeding the problem, you're keeping it alive, you're giving it a lot of space to grow. And it's not that we want to even trash it or get rid of it or make it go away, right? That's not the answer either. It is just to maintain the stability and the strength and the focus of, no, yeah, this is happening. I am doing this right. And I am maintaining in a peaceful, joyful state of mind at the same time. That was the other thing. This client, like a lot of people, almost all of us, you guys do this. We're manifesting something, we're creating something. So therefore it's like my satisfaction, my happiness, my stability, my, sense that things are happening. It's over there with the manifestation, right? It's over there, but you guys got to be that now. I want you to really today and this week, and after you watch this, think to yourself, if I had what I wanted, if I was in the relationship now, how would I be thinking? How would I be feeling? I would have a sense of happiness, sense of joy, sense of completion, a feeling and a sensation within of like, no, I have it all. I have the abundance. I have the relationship. I have the prosperity. Okay. Now, let me get to the success story. Okay. This is a good one. And also because she changed the communication story. She changed, and that's big for everybody. Like I've said in all my recent videos, like she changed the communication story. She had a tendency to like try to reach out to him a lot, communicated a lot with him, like rapid fire, like all of the time, you know, just more than was authentic or more than she wanted to be doing. So she worked on changing that story too. As she was changing that, he began to communicate more and more and more and more and more. So if you're in no contact with someone or it's fallen off the map for like 8, 9, 10 months, 2 years, whatever, doesn't matter. Okay. All right. Dear Alexis, thank you so much. I can't believe I'm writing this into you, but it has finally happened. He is talking about moving in with me. He's talking about us moving in together. I can't believe it. It didn't happen all at once like I had seen in some other videos, but I now realize that maybe it's better that it didn't. It was happening all along. He's actually dropping lines and saying things to me about marriage, kids, moving forwards, what's going to be happening later. And I'm actually seeing a change in all those people that you know were against us, ... Please feel free to share this story, but just keep everything confidential. I'm okay with you saying that he's an athlete though, because I had him on a huge pedestal. If anyone out there can relate and they have a person who is also a very special person, she put in quotations, and if I can do it, that anyone can do it. Everyone needs to know the power of their thinking, but also viewing the situation from the right way, like you encourage me to do, viewing from the dynamic of your choosing, viewing from the empowerment of your choosing, and learning how to consciously be the person that you actually want to be, who has the desire. So I can't believe it's all happening. Thank you so much for your support. I couldn't have done any of this without you. Also, I wanted to note that I really changed around the communication. He calls and texts me and reaches out just to check in all the time. I finally have that consistent communication because I realize that now I'm actually living from the end. Okay. Thank you. See you soon. XO. All right. So that is what was the big deal. She was always trying to make something happen, do it, make it, create it, instead of being in it now. You got to be in it now. You got to be thinking, you guys, as difficult as it is, if I was in the relationship, what would I be thinking? If they were texting me and calling, what would I have? I would also have a sense of, now you would have a sense of it's happening. I've got it. I'm hearing it. I'm seeing it. I'm feeling it. It's normal. It's natural. And you also, this is the weird thing, you might have a sense of taking it for granted. Now you think right now, if you're in no communication, you think if I had the communication, Alexis, I wouldn't take it for granted. But I'll tell you, I've had a lot of clients who are in communication where the communication isn't of what they're wanting. And they're taking the fact that we are communicating for granted, meaning that they're just thinking like, oh, it's here, but it's like not what I want, going to the lack of it. That's what taking something for granted. Well, it's not that it's the lack of it. It's just like, it's normal. It's natural. It's part of you. Like I'm in my back office, right? And I always wanted to put my office here at our house. So when I finally did, I would just think to myself consciously, like, wow, I actually have everything I've always wanted, including where I'm working from. But like, I'm not doing that consistently. I'm taking it for granted, meaning it's a normal part of my experience. It's interlaced with who I am. And then I often come back here and like, I like the design because I've designed it all myself, but it's not like I have this overwhelming sensation of like, so grateful and so happy because I'm here in the back office. Okay. It's interwoven into what I'm experiencing. And that's how we want it to be with your specific person. That's this reality. That's we're together. It's normal. It's natural. We're in the best relationship. They want me. They need me. They love me. They want me. They need me. They love me. They want to make me happy. They love doing things for me. They are all about me all the time. They are all about me all the time. Now, that was some of the mental diet that I gave her. But the really big thing to rectify, you guys, is the chasing energy, the needing energy, the feeling of desperation, and then coming to manifesting that way, and then doing a bunch of things. Like, you do not need to overwork yourself and put all the work in the viewpoint of like working harder, not smarter, onto your conscious manifesting. It's actually the opposite of that. It's who am I being? What am I thinking? Where am I placing myself? Which reality am I thinking from? Which reality am I thinking, feeling, and deciding is going on? Because it all comes from you. Both of these, and even this little one, all exist within you. Every option exists within you. Every parallel reality exists within you. The whole future outside of you currently resides within you. Everything within you resides outside of you. That conceptually is very hard for us to understand as human beings, but it's true. So, stop reacting and stop trying to override that mind that tries to tell you everything is going on. Get out of trying to fight with it, trying to resist it, trying to, delete it, make it go away. What you resist persists. You're not doing yourself a service that's not like you're changing your programming by thinking a bunch of thoughts. No. The programming to change is actually being in the solution place of the mind, which is, oh no, I am in the relationship now. I am the one who is wanted. I am the one who is loved. I am the one who is adored. You guys deserve this, right? So get more into that place of being. Get more into the sensation of confidence, not looking, questioning, doubting, wondering. If you need to know what to think, book a session and I will tell you just like this about your situation. And that really helped her because she had been having some coaching. She had been doing a bunch of things, and then we really had to get clarity with it. And we really had to move through the blocks of her not being chosen. Where did that come from? Of it not happening? Where did it come from? And of her having all these things in the way. And then she began to realize, like I realized on my journey, she put these things in the way because it was also self-preservation, self-protection, self-safety. Isn't it interesting how we do that? All right, you guys. So I intend you got something major out of this video, and that it's getting you on the right track and getting you back into alignment with, oh no, I have this now. This is happening. I'm looking into myself for it. I am my answer. It's not the answer is not in them. The answer is in here. Okay. And go out, make today awesome. Have some fun things to do. Hook some of these up for yourself. I find these to be so fun, so playful. And now I've always had one. Interesting. So we are who we are, right? There's the authentic version of us that we are who we are naturally. Accept that, love it, and be in alignment with it. All right, you guys. So I will see you in my next video and have a good day. Bye.